Alright, so what we have here is a Synology data cube disk station for a NAS unit. So what our user has told us is that it turns on, but it won't recognize the hard drives. So what we're going to do is plug this in. It appears that the power port just tripped. So what we're going to do is unplug that, plug this brick completely in, hopefully it'll reset, and then we're going to see what happens. So we're going to plug this in, and we have no power to it, which appears to be maybe part of the reason why it doesn't turn on. So we'll unplug it from the wall, let it sit for 5 seconds or so, then plug it back in and see if that turns it and resets it, which it appears it's not. So let's unplug this and unplug this from the wall and let it sit for a second or two, whatnot. Now let's plug it back in and see what happens. So we have power to the brick. So it's obvious when we plug it in that perhaps part of the reason things aren't working is because when we plug it into the back here, which we'll do in full view here, it trips out, which is exactly what happened there. We didn't even get it all the way in. We just barely got it there and it turned off. So what I'm going to do is check a few things, and then I'm going to cut the video back on and see what happens. So what we're seeing here is from when we plug it in, we see that the two bottom contacts here appear to have, if I could zoom in on that, they appear to be shorted, and they look like they have actually gotten high. So when you plug this in, it'll be these two bottom ones here on this portion. So what I'm going to end up doing is actually taking this apart and checking it. Now I know the user has said that it worked perfectly fine, which I'm not seeing that. So I can unplug the power brick here, let it sit, and then plug it back in. If I can get it plugged back in. There, plugged it back in, and it resets itself. So I know that it's that this issue right here may be with the DC jack, so I'm going to have to take a look at this and see what's going on. But I got to take it all completely apart to get to it, so that's going to take a few minutes. Oops. And get in here to get to where I can look at it and see what's going on. So that'll just take a few moments. Okay, so now we've had our user send us a different power supply, which doesn't arc within our unit, and we've actually taken it and put it and reflowed it like we were supposed to, and checked the memory because it does have onboard memory, and we placed the hard drive in it. Fans seem to be turned on. Everything looks like it's booting now after the reflow. We have the control panel here is saying that we have a LAN status light, power light, and then it's signifying that the fourth bay, which is this one, has a hard drive and it's reading from it. So what we're going to do is take this unit and see if we can't verify that it does have network capability and that it's actually reading the hard drives. We have just a LAN port, eSATA port, and some USBs here. So we'll see if we have a USB to USB connection, or if we can find where to plug it in for network attached, and see if we can't get it to work. But as for right now, everything appears to be booting fine after the reflow. So we're going to see what we can find out and what's going on. As a quick boot before we hook it to the network, we see that we have our status light, the power lights on, and the hard drive's being recognized. So what we're going to do is take and hook it up to the network. Again, we have to find a way to hook it up to a computer or whatnot and see if it's actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. But I have a pretty good idea that it is. But we're going to have to test it out and see where it goes.